In this video, I'm going to get you up to speed with Elite Hoops Play Designer. Now, I'm showing it on the iPhone, but it works the same way on web and on the iPad, so you can take these concepts and just run with it. We're going to make a quick 5-out motion video, so pass and screen away. Now, before I get into the steps, I just want to show you the controls real quick. Down here at the bottom are your frame buttons. Now, you can think of a frame as each step of the play. So if one step of the play is player X, they pass to player Y, that would be a frame action. Or if a bunch of things happen all at once, like a screen and a cut and someone else moves, each of those happens on each frame. And as you add frames, Elite Hoops will automatically animate their positions from where they were to where they went. Now below the frame buttons, we have options for each frame, so you can add players or defenders per frame. You can tweak the timing to add a delay or say that this one should animate longer, as well as add notes for each frame as well. And then at the top, we've got our settings, so you can add notes for the play overall, change up the player appearance if you want X's and O's, something different, add some tags, change the court design, a bunch of stuff there. So let's just get into it. Let's say I've got my 5-out motion. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by adding a frame, because I want to say the next step is the 1 passes to the 3. Now, one cool thing in Elite Hoops is if you just double tap a player, you'll automatically get a pass. And that's great. So you don't have to go through the hassle of kind of hooking all that up. We do it for you. So since that was step 1 of my play, I'm going to go ahead and add one more frame here. And here I want the 1 to screen for the 2. Now, here's a cool thing about Elite Hoops. There's a few ways you could do this. I could tap this arrow and manually add the screen, as well as other things like text or boxes, defenders, extra balls, things like that. But we have the concept of movement links. So what I'll do is I'll tap on number 1 and I'll get this little ellipsis menu, and then I'll choose actions and I'll choose a screen. And what this is going to do is hook up the screen to player 1. So now when I add a frame, I don't have to move player 1. He'll just automatically go to where that screen's at, saving you the time. Now, another thing I want to show you is now that we've added a few steps, you can always go between frames, and you can use this timeline view to dynamically scrub through it. And this is an Elite Hoops feature that no other play designer has. You can just play it as a video and design it all in one place. So we could even go through and watch it unfold right now and see what we've got. So we've got the pass away, we've got the screen, and now that we're at the screen, I'm going to go ahead and make player 2 curve around up here. So I'll grab him and simply move him. And you may be thinking, hey, I want him to curve around the screen, not be in a straight line. Well, that's easy to do too. Just simply tap on player 2 and you get this little nice overview that shows you where they started and where they went. So I can just grab this orange knob and have them scoot around like that. And again, this is super easy to see if it's working because I can just tap on the timeline view, go back a few steps, and play it back. Make sure it looks like exactly like I need. And there it is. Great. So there we can have player 3 pass to player 2, have him go up. And again, I can do more than one action at once. So let's say these two guys should both be setting screens. So we'll go ahead and do that. Move that over here. Same story over here. Let's get another screen. There we are. And now when I add this step, you'll see they've already screened. So there we go. You can see how it's all kind of coming together now. And in this step, I want these players to go and flash up. So I can scrub through this and you go through, you make your whole play. And the great thing is per frame, you can see everything that changed. So if you want to change it or delete it, that you can do that. You can also change the timing, hide the players, and this is actually pretty cool. You can even zoom in on the screen. So if I wanted to emphasize this one screen to the fore, I can just take my fingers, pinch in like that, and I can move it all the way over there. So that way, if I really want the player to know that that's important, they can see that. And yeah, you just go through, you build your play like you want. And another one thing I want to point out here is our smart badges. So if you look at the bottom left of the court, you'll see that we automatically say and point out some obvious things like screens and passes, so you don't have to keep adding those to each one of your play notes. But when you're ready to share it, you just hit the share icon in the top right, and there's tons of options for you. You can do just a video if you want to download it, change the size as well. You could just create images, and each of your notes would show on these images, or you can choose this print option to get that white paper background, and even choose a share link so you can get a public link to share with anybody. So that is how the Elite Hoops Play Designer works. Go ahead and experiment with it. And one last thing before we get out of here I want to show you is if you hit this back rewind button here, I call that look back, you can see right where each player was on the previous frame. So that helps you when you're kind of designing your play and you kind of need to remember where everyone was. But that's Elite Hoops. It is an interactive play designer. No other play designer lets you play it back, scrub dynamically through each play while designing it and creating it. Super easy to use, available on the web, on your iPad, your iPhone. You can use it on Android devices on the web too. You should be able to get started pretty quick. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. And we can't wait to see all of the plays that you make.